Okay. So I just say this. Okay. So, hi, hello guys.
Hi, sir.
I'm good. Basically, yeah. My name is Yash Kumar. Okay, and today we will talk about MongoDB. Okay, like what is this technology? Okay, and how we use this technology in our MonStack course. Okay, right? Okay, and why we use here. Okay, so these are the three questions. Okay, which is very basically important. Okay, when we talk about the MongoDB, right? Okay, so in simple words, if we say that MongoDB is a database basically. Okay, MongoDB is a technology which is used for database. Okay, or you say it is a database basically. Okay, and now the question is, what is database? Database is a place where we store our data. Okay, where we put our data, and whenever we need, okay, we will take the data and show it to the front end part, right? Okay, so all the maintenance of data, right? Okay, and all the basically the place that where the data is present. Okay, this is called database basically. Okay, so MongoDB is a technology. Or you say MongoDB is a type of database. Okay, right? One of the it is a one of the databases basically. Okay, right? So if we talk, give me a second here. Yeah, here, right? Here, as I mentioned there, you see that I mentioned two things here: SQL and no SQL, right? Okay. So whenever we talk about MongoDB, right? MongoDB is basically a no SQL database. Okay, it is a no SQL database, or you say it is a non-relational database, basically. Okay, right? And many of you heard about SQL also, right? In starting of our coding, right? When we start our journey of coding, right? So we will heard about this SQL, right? Okay. Most of the students will hear about that. Okay. So MongoDB and this MySQL have two different databases, basically. Okay, right? So MongoDB is called NoSQL database, means non-relational database. Okay, and SQL is called as relational database management system. Okay, right? Now, as I told you, we will focus on MongoDB only. I just show this SQL database to compare it with. Okay, how MongoDB is different with the SQL database. Okay, because lot of students know about SQL. Okay, they did not know about the MongoDB at first. Okay, right? In college or anywhere where we go, where we learn the coding, first of all, right? We will introduce with the SQL always. Okay, that's why, right? So, right. So, as I told you, MongoDB is a non-SQL database. Okay, give me 1 second only. Okay, so here in definition, you see that it is a non-relational, document-oriented database management system and works on document-based database. Okay, means whatever the data we store in databases, right? Whatever the data we store in databases, okay, they store in a form of database. They store in a form of documents, right? In second point, you see that MongoDB stores data in form of documents, right? Okay, means what we do, whatever the data we have, whatever the data we want to store in our database, okay, first we convert them into the document. Okay, then it will be able to store in the MongoDB database. Okay, right? So if we compare with MongoDB with the SQL database, right? So in SQL you will store data, it will store data in form of entity as tables. Okay, or you say that the data will be stored in a tables, in a form of tables, right? Okay, so this is one more difference between the SQL and the non-SQL. Okay, okay. Or if I tell you some extra things, right? Like non-SQL, we know basically MongoDB, which is a type of NoSQL. Okay, it is a open source database. Okay, developed by MongoDB Incorporative. Basically, it is a company. Okay, which will develop the MongoDB database. Okay, right? And okay, yeah. and it is designed to handle large volumes of unstructured data. Okay, means I will also tell you like what is structural and what is unstructured. Basically, in SQL, no, in SQL, we will store structural data, okay, which is present in a type of a structure, okay, which is present in some type of structure, okay. But in MongoDB, there is a functionality provided which will allow us to basically store the data which is unstructured also, okay. Means we will also store the data here which is unstructured, okay. So this is why MongoDB is little bit good, okay, right. So now we talk about key features of basically MongoDB, okay. So now you see that this is document oriented database management system, right? Or you can say, use in simple words, you say that it will have document oriented storage, okay. It will have document oriented storage, means MongoDB store data in a flexible JSON like documents, okay. Okay, you see that third point, MongoDB use basin to query database, okay. Or you here you will write see that it uses SQL to query database. Means first we talk about the SQL, okay. Means whenever we want to store the data here, okay, for for contacting with the data, or for contacting with the data, or you, for contacting with the database, okay, or to work with the database, we always need a language, okay. We always need a language, right? Okay, so in SQL, we have a SQL language by which we can contact with the, or you say play with the database. Means if you want to update something, if you want to delete something from the database, we have a language which is SQL, right? Okay, and if we talk about MongoDB, here we use basin to query database. Okay, for example, if I go here in official documentation of MongoDB, this is the official website of MongoDB. Okay, here you have to go. Uh, it will take a minute. Sometimes, yeah. Now you see that it will be there. Okay, and here there are some resources and other things are there. Okay, if you want to search it, you will search it also. And here, in documentation, if you want to go, with general information, this. Okay, this is the basically official website of MongoDB. Okay, this is the official website of MongoDB. Okay, if you want to use it, you are able to use it from this. Okay, we did not go at that point right now. Okay, I just want to show you something. Right, if I write they, give me a second only. Here it will give us JSON. Okay, you see that it will give us this. Okay, in the resources it will show us this. Okay, right, here we will able to see that all these things JSON and basin. Okay, right. So if we come here again, okay, it, as I told you, it will use MongoDB uses basin to query database. Okay, it will always use basin to query database. Okay, so if I want to show you, wait, okay, so in this page, if you want to see that page here also, you are able to see that. Wait, I think we already know that what is JSON structure. Okay, basically JSON is a type of structure which will hold some data. Okay, so it will look like this. It is an object type of database, right? Okay, in which some have, in which it have some properties, and it also has some values, right? Okay, it is a type of, basically you say, a array in which lot of objects are present. Okay, right. So this is a structure. This is the MongoDB JSON connection. Okay, means MongoDB was designed from its inception to be a database focused on delivering great development experience. Okay, means it will basically MongoDB store data in flexible JSON like documents. Okay, okay. As I told you, it is not a proper JSON basically. It is a JSON like objects. Okay, means MongoDB does not store JSON directly. Okay, why it did not store JSON directly? here I will show you. Okay, here you see that JSON is a text-based format, and text parsing is very slow. Okay, JSON is a text-based format. Okay, and if we try to that JSON text, okay, if we try to parse that JSON data in our MongoDB, the processing is very slow. Okay, so this is a disadvantage if we use that JSON in our MongoDB, right? Another thing is JSON is readable format is far from space efficient. Another database concern. Basically, means if we try to use JSON format in basically in MongoDB, okay, it is basically far from space efficient. Means it is not space friendly. Okay, it will take a lot of space. Okay, if we try to process JSON data in MongoDB directly, right? Okay, and there is one more disadvantage is that JSON only supported a limited number of basic data types. Means it will support only some type of basic data types. Okay, it will not support all the data types basically. Okay, so this is one more disadvantage if we use JSON structure in the MongoDB directly. Okay, so in order to make MongoDB JSON first but still high performance, means if we want to use JSON language still in the MongoDB, but we want that the performance is still high, okay, and all the general purposes it have to be fulfilled, okay. So base for that Basin was invented, okay, to basically to bridge that gap, okay. Basically, what is Basin? It is a binary representation to store data in JSON format, okay. Means whatever the JSON data is coming now, okay, it will convert it into the binary form, okay. Then in that form only that particular data will store in the MongoDB. Okay, it will basically good for optimizing for speed, space, and flexibility. Okay, so that's why MongoDB will store data in flexible, okay, and JSON like documents, not JSON. Okay, it is JSON like documents. Okay, that is called binary JSON, or you say Basin, okay, Basin, or you say binary JSON. It's in full form, okay. It will allow for very data structure and easy representation of complex hierarchical relationships, okay, basically. Okay, so these are the things, okay, by which we can use more, okay. uh Give me a second. Okay, so these are the data types. As I told you, these are the data types. Some of the data types it will basically Basin will allow. Okay, like string, integer, boolean, double, minimum. Okay, these are some of the data types. Okay, which will Basin will allow. Okay, which you say which will MongoDB will allowed. Okay, in simple language. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, now we will come in this part also, right? Okay, these are the structure. Okay, how our data will store in MongoDB and in SQL. Okay, if we talk about SQL, okay, uh, first, as I told you, it will only store the relational database, okay, right, and it will also store the structural database, right, okay. So whenever we want to add some data in databases, right, whenever we want to add some data in database, if I zoom it, okay, now you see that it will little bit not so clear, okay. Okay, you see that some of the there is a row created, okay, there is a row created here, okay. This is a row in which some properties are there, okay, some headings are there, these are called properties, okay, like id, username, email, mobile, sim, message, okay, and all of them have one values, right, email this, mobile this, okay. Basically, in simple words, you say that it will store the data in a table format, okay. So that's why I write it table here, okay. It will store the data in a table format, and a row is created for that, right, row is created for that, right, okay. And all these like all these headings like id, username, email, mobile, these are called columns basically, okay. As we know, horizontally it will row and vertically it will be a column, right. So this is basically SQL data type structure, right. And now we talk about non-SQL, means how we store the data in MongoDB. Okay, so this is the structure by which we can store the data in MongoDB. Okay, this is called a Basin data structure, Basin type. Okay, like or you say binary JSON basically, right? So this information that present in an object. Okay, as I told you na, first we have to create an array and then we have to create some objects in it, right? So this first object, if we talk about a first object only, this first object, this whole first object is known as document. Okay, this is known as document. Okay, so as I told you in basically in our definition, that it is non-relational document oriented database management system. Okay, and MongoDB store data in form of documents. Okay, so we create a for document here to store some data. Okay, and you see that in object some data will be stored, right, which have some properties, right? ID, username, email, mobile. Okay, these properties are known as fields here. Okay, these are known as fields here. Okay, right? Okay, so and how this whole what is this whole data will called, it is called collection. Okay, it is called collection. Okay, means the data is stored in JSON format, but it is called collection. Okay, so in simple word you say that SQL will store data in table format, known as MongoDB will store data in collection format, in collection basically. Okay, or you say in JSON format. Okay, okay, and every object here, it in which all the information is present, it is known as document. Okay, and every object property, whatever the property it is known as fields there. Okay, so these are the some important things. Okay, by which you say that this is the MongoDB database. Okay, so yeah, if you want to use the MongoDB, okay, so as I already tell you, if I go back, I did not show you the installation process right now. Okay, I just try to show you the way by which you can use that. Okay, right? So, so you have to click on the MongoDB. It will be little slow, yeah, right? So if you want to use it, try it. Click on that try free. Okay, or if you want to use only that, use on that try free only. Okay, and try to log in from that. Right? Like try to log in from that. Okay, wait, I try to log in from here. Yeah, now it's login. Okay, this is the part, this is the basically the phase. Okay, this is the phase by which we can create the databases. Okay, so I will show you the already created database, one of the database basically. So I just open it. Okay, now you see that these are the basically some of the database that I already created. Okay, like this CRUD app, if I show you, and if I show you this real estate for example. Okay, okay, resume. Okay, now you see that basically it will show you some versions. Okay, wait, I think. Okay, resume cluster if you want to resume, or if you want to create it new, you will create it from here also. Okay, means in MongoDB we have to create some clusters. Okay, to create our databases. Okay, don't worry, we will talk about all these things. Okay, because if I directly told you all these things, okay, this is the first class, or you say this is the demo class, so you are not able to understand it. Okay, right? If you want to create it from there. Okay, right, you have to click on the create, and then you have to give the name or all other things. Okay, if you want to give it. Okay, right, so these are the things that you have to do whenever you create a basically database from there. Okay, if you click on database. Okay, so if you want to connect, we will also able to connect it, right? Okay, these are the some methods, okay, by which we can connect it. Okay, and we have to select some of all these things. Okay, so by which we are able to connect. Okay, but currently we are not going to do these things. Okay, so yeah. uh, okay, if I show you, wait, it will take some time. Okay, that's why I'm not. Okay, now you see that it will show us that your cluster is being created. Okay, it will take between 1 to 3 minutes to provision. Okay, means it will take some time to create your cluster. Okay, and to connect with that also. Okay, so this is the thing. When if you wait for that time, okay, you are able to see your new basically cluster. Okay, in which you put your data. Okay, right. So this is our basically database. Okay, this is our MongoDB database. Basically thing. Okay, right. I think, yeah. If you want to create new project, you have to click here in new project. Okay, by which you are able to create the new project also. Right. After that, you have to create some cluster and do you have to do that browsing collections. Okay, then you are able to put that data. Right. If you want to connect it with the backend, okay, or you the API, whatever the data is there. Okay, then you are able to put that data here also. Right, in our MongoDB. Yeah. So this is the thing. Okay, this is our MongoDB. Okay, right. So yeah, I think this is enough for today. For the introduction part only, right? So
Okay, sir.
oh,
Yes. Thank you, sir.
okay, yeah. Bye.